in which we'll talk about motion effects. So our next step is related to advanced options. We'll cover the concepts that I was unable to discuss previously. First, we have motion effects here. So this is used to give some motion and animation to the text. If I choose zoom in, the text is moving accordingly. Alright, so I'll update it. And now, if I go to my website, the same motion effect that we saw in our editor will be visible to us. Okay, so I refresh it, and this is how it looks like. You can use any motion effect you want from here. Then comes the timing option. You can keep it slow, fast or normal. Usually normal looks better. Then you can choose how much delay we want. As you go higher, it will become faster. So that was all for the motion effect. Now let's talk about transform. So this is usually used to change the text position, and it is divided into two sections, normal and hover. So what is hover? It means that whenever a cursor comes over a text or image, it should show some effect. So when you hover your mouse over a certain element, will have an effect. If I click on the rotate option here, you can see how it's rotating. Now, if I hover my mouse over it, you can see how it's rotating. So yeah, this is how hover works. You simply move your cursor towards the text and then you'll see your effect. In our case, you can see that it's rotating. We can also adjust the rotation by using the X and Y axis option here. So yeah, there are different options you can use, like transition duration for example, which indicates the speed with which it will rotate. You can also add a 3D effect if you want. Then we have the X anchor point and Y anchor point, which work almost like the X and Y axes. The X and Y anchor points basically determine the axis around which the element rotates. Okay, next, we have the background. Here, we also have normal and hover. Now if I choose a background color from here, like red, this is what happens. We can also play around with the location here. You can see as I'm moving the scale, the background is transitioning into different shades of red. This is because I have chosen the gradient option. If you chose the solid color option, you will see only one color tone. We can also add an image to the background. So we have some images in the media library. I'll choose this one. I'll adjust its position and the X and Y positions too. This can be quite tricky to do if you are coding your site from scratch, but with the help of WordPress, it becomes very simple. Everything happens within a click of a button. So I'll remove the image for now as I don't really need it. So you can see the background color. And now if I go to hover and choose a color, you can see the color only changes when the cursor hovers over the text. I'll increase the transition duration to 0.5 so that the color changes with a delay. And here you go. Now you might be wondering, why am I working only with this text, hello to everyone? Well, the answer is that all these properties will work in the same way on all of the elements. That's why I've been working on the same element. Alright, next we have the border option. This is used to give a border to the text. By using both normal and hover, we can make the necessary changes we want. We have many options in normal, but mostly solid is used. I'll change the width to 2px and color to green. Then I'll put the border radius as 20, and this is how it looks like. Let's look at the hover section. I'll keep the border radius 20 and change the color to green again. I'll choose the border type as solid, and here's the result. So yeah, this is how we can use border. Then of course we have extra settings and details. If you practice, you will know about all these features. Alright, next we have mask, which is not important, so let's skip it. After that, we have responsive. Basically, if we want to display our website on a specific screen, we can do it from here. Like here, I can click, for example, on Hide on mobile and update it. Now, as I refresh it and press F12, and the text is visible through different screens. F12 is simply to go to the developer tools. But if, however, I reduce the screen size, I'll not see the hello to everyone message anymore. The text will simply disappear on mobile. So yeah, this is how we can use this feature. Alright, next we have attributes, which can also be accessible if we upgrade to Pro. And the same goes for custom CSS. This will help us easily design our website by using extra customization through CSS. But yeah, this can only be used if we purchase the premium version of this plugin. Alright, so that's pretty much it for this lecture.